I get tons of questions about what my breakfast is as a carnivore. And it's actually quite simple. Get farm fresh eggs, get pasture raised eggs, and have a lot of them. So I typically do not eat breakfast. I typically do not feel ready for breakfast. My work schedule, I'm always working in the morning in the gym. That's when all of my clients can do their sessions before their kids go off to school, and also in mid-morning. So I typically eat for the first meal around noon. Like I'll work all morning, go for a walk with my dog, and maybe have some hunger in the morning, depending on what I had the night before. But the way that I work that out, just because I'm not ever ready for a full meal, and I like to sit and have my full meal when I'm relaxed, when I've already done my work. So I'll typically, if I'm feeling like a couple hunger pangs, I will make an espresso decaf coffee, and I will put some of my brown butter inside of it. And that just kind of takes the edge off a little bit. The fat satisfies me, gives me quick energy, and I'm ready to go. At 12, what I'll typically do is, have whatever leftovers. Lately, I've been doing beef and lamb burgers. I just took ground beef and ground lamb, seasoned it all, made them into little burgers, popped them in the air fryer. Sometimes I'll have a ribeye in there. That's not as cost efficient, so typically I do like the ground meat and mix those up. I'll have a couple hard-boiled eggs or eggs, but really I treat my breakfast as just like my first meal of the day. And when you're on carnivore, you're not having things that are sweet, right? So it's not the typical American breakfast like having a muffin or even a bagel and cream cheese or having a cereal or yogurt. You really want to start the day with a lot of good fat. Yes, protein, but also you want to have a lot of good satiating fat so that you have the energy, you give your brain energy, and you're giving your body the fat and the nutrients that your body needs. So focus on really high fat things, have whole eggs, have meat with the fat. If you have chicken, you can even have some like chicken wings that you throw in the air fryer. If you're a carnivore, you should have an air fryer. But you put chicken wings in the air fryer, you eat the skin, making sure that you're really getting you're cooking with butter or ghee or tallow so that you're getting good fats. But always make sure that your first meal of the day and every meal when you're carnivore is really high fat. So I hope that helps, but you don't need to traditionally have like a typical breakfast. You certainly on the weekends, like I typically do bacon and eggs. That's typically when I'll have like pork. I don't have a ton of pork. I like to focus on ruminant meat, and I'll throw in some chicken and pork. But I do like to focus on that like bison, beef, lamb, sometimes deer. So really focus on those ruminant meats, and then sprinkle in those chickens and pork. And I have lately been eating a whole lot of carnivore bread, which is from pork rinds. So I have been eating more pork than usual because it's just delicious. And I'll have like a piece of that carnivore bread with coffee, and that tastes really good in the afternoon. So hopefully this is helpful. It gives you some ideas for your breakfast, but don't be afraid of eggs and have a lot of them.